You in the brig for what you've done, but I won't do it.
Talking Dicks Comedy Podcast. We're a spin-off from the web series The Two Dicks, 1950s detectives that are out of control. I'm Al Ducharme. I am on, where am I? I'm on a ship somewhere. The Silhouette, Celebrity Silhouette. And my partner, Al Romas, is in Maryland, I believe. Is that true, Alfred?
It is called Maryland. And yes, I'm in Columbia, Maryland. Right now I'm at the Doubletree Hotel in Columbia, Maryland, visiting the family for the Christmas season, time, whatever you want to call it. And traveling, I traveled yesterday out of Tampa Airport. And guess what I got to see in the wild?
Something in the wild, a pink pelican.
That's a good guess. It's a good guess, but it's wrong. I got to see a Karen, an actual Karen in the wild at the Tampa airport.
Wow. Please elaborate.
Yeah. Well, that was it. That was the story. And good night, everyone. Hope you enjoyed the Talking Dicks. I wanted a coffee. I had a 8 a.m. flight, so I was there at 7. I wanted a coffee. Only place open, Starbucks. Not really a fan. Long line. Finally get up front. Woman in front of me in pink sweatpants, like a whole sweat outfit, pink, but
matching.
But sweatpants and sweatshirt. Let's just say she didn't work out. You know what I'm saying? This was more for comfort.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't want to.
So you're not fat shame.
I hate to fat shame anyone.
You're not going to fat shame anybody over the holiday.
I hate to do that. I hate to do that.
Ho.
So she orders, 4 different, frappuccino with the blah blah with the, those stupid
caramel
drinks.
Sauce.
Yeah.
And could you add extra? Give me an extra shot.
Right.
I don't want the sugar.
20,000 calories per drink, So then she wants cake pops. How many? Give me 8 cake pops. I don't even know what a cake pop is. It's a lollipop with cake on it. Okay. You don't need it. You don't need any of this. Bagels, cream cheese, loaded up. I'm like, we're in an airport. Who are you buying for?
She's alone,
we're in an
solo?
Airport. She's solo, but she's buying for like the family, I guess. They're at the gate. It was a long line. We're all online. So they take the order. She pays. We go. I get a cappuccino. We move to the end. We're waiting. And people are getting their drinks. And she's now not gotten anything. So they give her one drink. There's one woman, by the way, making drinks. There's one woman at the cashier. I mean, they're understaffed. It's the holidays. So you gotta just go along with it. So they give her like one frappuccino, and she goes, "What's this?" And the woman goes, "That's the frappuccino with the blah blah." And she goes, "It's supposed to be iced. Come on." And then she looks at the line, like, "Am I right? Like, these people suck, right?" And we all just look at her, and we're like, in our minds, we're like, "We fucking hate you."
Yes. She's doing the smoke screen. She's trying to blame the whole situation on the understaffed Starbucks during the holiday season.
Right.
Yeah. And she took her sweet ass time making that order, I bet. Let me see. Let me get one of those. And you know what? No, make it 2 of those. Yeah. That person.
Right. So then they hand her 5 cake pops, and they go, "Fran?" That's her name, Fran.
Oh yeah, it has to be.
How about that? That's worse than Karen. Fucking Fran.
Oof.
Yeah. So they go, "Fran?" And she goes, "Yeah." And they go, "Here you go, cake pops." She goes, "Where's the other 3?" And I'm just looking at her like, are you kidding? Are you fucking, you don't need a cake. Give me those fucking things. You don't need cake pops. And,
Did you
but
eat
again, she doesn't know
Fran's
that.
cake pops?
She looks at me at that point again with the, like, can you believe how fucking slow this is? And I literally, I've given her the dead eyes, you know, the jaws, the black eyes, just nothing. I give her nothing. You know what I mean? Like, you'll get no acknowledgement from me, Fran. You know what I mean?
Well, let me ask you: did you really wanted to say something, as everybody in that line did, but everybody was afraid that that was going to cause such a commotion that it would
Right.
delay it even more? And it is an airport; people want to get to their gates. They want to. Some may be cutting it a little close. They
Yeah.
don't really have the extra time here.
Right. And I mean, what kind of an order is this, though, at an airport? I've never seen someone order multiple drinks, multiple snacks. It's insane. So I had my phone out, though, because I thought if Fran/Karen starts to melt down,
Meltdown.
I'm on it. I want that vid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So after she did a couple more, you know, come on, that's wrong, and this is wrong. And then I had the phone ready. Then they gave me my cappuccino. And then I stood there for about another minute with my phone waiting for her complete meltdown, but wasn't really happening. She was just angry. They were trying their best. She was annoyed. And then I took off from my gate and left Fran there.
Fran.
What a Fran. Imagine meeting someone and they go, what's your name? You go, Fran. Oof. That's,
We have a couple of listeners that are friends, so
you don't know that. How do you know our listeners' names? That would be sad.
If I knew all our listeners' names,
That's like
I know most of our Patreon members' names.
I don't. We have too many. I don't know all their names.
There's a lot of repeats. By the way, if you'd like to see the video version of this, if you're listening to it right now, you are missing out, man.
In a hotel room. It's exciting.
The Patreon.com /the two dicks. You'll get a mug. You'll get a coaster. You could get other prizes too, depending on how much. Shout out.
Shout out.
Here comes the shout out.
I'm saying we give you a shout out.
Oh, we give you a shout out. We mention you by name, and then you get to see some other videos that other people can't see.
Right.
They're not even necessarily the podcast, just other stuff.
Right.
Content.
Right. They're Al Ducharme naked and shaving.
Right. And Al Romas secretly videotaping people having meltdowns at the airport.
That's right. Fran.
So before we get underway here with other nonsense, tell me what your gigs are coming up, because we have the new year.
So today's Monday, the what is it, the 26th, 27th? I don't know.
It's 2 days after Christmas.
That's right. 27th, sir. I'm at the Floridian Social Club, which sounds kind of dirty, doesn't it? Sounds like maybe a swingers or something. The Floridian Social Club, Wednesday night. Mm-hmm. That's on Central Avenue in St. Petersburg, Florida. What a night. What a night of comedy we've got for you.
You got a bunch of comics, right?
Me and 6 or 7 other comedians. The show begins at 8:00. I'm going to arrive about 10:45. No, it's going to be a good night. We have
that's Kerry McNally will be hosting that night, right? That event.
Kerry McNally's put this one together, and he's hosting, and he feels the need to have 7 other comedians on the show, but it should be fun. I've never been to the Floridian Social Club on Central Avenue in St. Pete. Sounds like a nice place. It's supposed to be nice. He said it's like a band stage where bands play, and then the front, the floor is kind of open seating, and then there's balconies above. So
that sounds pretty awful. Good. Just as you said, sounds pretty good.
You don't.
I said sounds awful.
Well, you don't like it because there's a roof on the building. You're more of you're like an outdoor, 40 feet from the audience. You know, that kind of thing.
That's
Hey,
8 months ago. That's 8 months ago.
Hey, you with a
Where have you
bottle of
been?
wine. Here's
Where
a
have you
bottle of
been?
wine. Thanks
I've
for
been
coming.
performing indoors with structure and walls and
Uh,
ceilings
eh,
as of late, and I'm on a cruise ship
you,
right now. We
oh,
do
yeah,
have 1,388 passengers on this cruise,
nice.
and it's a 3,000 passenger, I think, or 2,800, 2,900 passenger. But so still some elbow room, but we have like 250 more passengers than last cruise, so that should
And
help
the
out with
shows,
attendance.
you're killing it on the
They're going
shows.
well. They're going well. I'm not gonna lie to you. These people are pretty generous, and I think that I'm thinking, they were good, and then the accolades that you get when you're walking around are
We'll take the
surprising.
compliment. Why?
I'll take it.
Yeah, you're a funny guy,
No,
and
you know
people
you do.
enjoy you.
You did what you had to do, but then you really like even the last day, people were in the elevators. They were saying, "Oh, we came to see both your shows. Then we came to the Liar. I did the Liars Club game show on board."
I don't believe you.
You don't believe that I did it?
I
Did
don't
it?
believe you did it. I
I
think you're
did the
lying.
lie. Oh, you think? Oh, I see what you're saying.
It shouldn't have taken that much time, but yes.
I was rubbing my eye. I have an itchy eye. I hope it's nothing. Can you see
It could
that?
be something. I can't see
I
that.
don't
Get
know.
closer. Get closer. Patreon members, enjoy this. We'll get Al Ducharme's eye ball and all right, back up. That's disgusting.
I'm out of breath just from getting up and leaning.
That's disgusting.
Just
By the way,
supporting my own weight.
I
Yes.
didn't finish my plugs. You interrupted my plugs and talked about your own gig. How dare you? You said, "Do you have any gigs?" I was starting, and then you went, "I'm on the Celebrity Silhouette. Shows are great." I have more plugs.
I thought you were gonna do the one. I didn't know you were gonna do it. Why don't you do 2022. Half of them are gonna be canceled, but go ahead.
Well, I have the Floridian Social Club on Wednesday, and then on Friday. When's New Year's Eve? Friday or Saturday? Is that Friday night?
Friday.
New Year's Eve.
Yeah, a week after. Yep. Christmas
I'm at
Eve
McCurdy's
is
in
New Year's
Sarasota. I think there's limited tickets. I don't know if there are tickets available, but I think there might be a few for McCurdy's in Sarasota. That's a great 9:30, one show, New Year's Eve, 9:30. Les McCurdy hosting, couple of other comedians. I bring it home. We're done before midnight. Drop the ball, drop my balls, drop your balls, play with Les McCurdy's balls, and drink it up at midnight. It's a good time. And then I'm there the next week, the whole week after, Wednesday through Sunday.
Are you continuing plugging? You're plugging again,
Sorry?
right? You're still plugging your shows?
I'll be plugging McCurdy's. I'll be plugging Les McCurdy in the green room the next week. Yeah.
We'll have a ball.
Then I'm going to your neck of the woods, sir. I'm going to your state. I'll be in California, but I will not be performing.
Well, I heard you putting on a show, according to a lovely gal named, I can't say her name, I guess, because I'm not supposed to.
What is that? I don't know what you're saying.
Your
I don't know what...
girlfriend!
Yes. Yeah, we've said her name. We've said her name before. Her name is Kelly, and we're going to go to Napa, and we were hoping to see you and film some Two Dicks, but you're not going to be in town, and it's a tough thing to schedule.
Second time in 2 years you've been in Napa, and we planned it. We couldn't work. Was that 2.5 years ago?
Yeah, it was this. Well, that was this summer,
September
COVID.
2019, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not easy to schedule things, And by the way, we have a guest coming for this show, everyone. We do have a guest, and they just texted. I saw the text that said, "Mall traffic is insane, but we're close." So,
Christmas Eve mall traffic. That's why they have Amazon Prime.
And the guests, these are girls, and you know how girls drive. And
yo, you got chicks coming on the show, yo. Is that us being hip or trying to be hip?
It's frightening when we try to be hip. I think it just frightens people. And
the closest we're going to be to hip is getting a replacement.
Hey now.
Thank you very much.
He shoots from the replacement hip. That's how edgy he is.
Al Ducharme. Al Ducharme? Du sidearm. What does that mean? I don't know. So anyways,
Those are my plugs.
I got a couple. I can't. I'll just flip them. I got a couple of business cards to perform on this cruise.
What does that mean?
A couple people said, "Hey, contact me. I'd like to put a show together."
And what have you ever followed through on that? And what is the percentage of those that have actually become a show and a paying gig?
Probably 1 in 7 or 8.
Yeah. I always go, thank you, and then I toss the card in the shit can where it belongs.
What I do is I do an email, and then if they respond to the email, and they ask me my rates, I go with the question as well, what time of year, what month, what day of the week? Right. And they go, and I go, what kind of budget do you have? This is how you get extract the information. And I go, oh, that's not going to work for me, but I wish you all the best. And then they come back with, well, how much do you want? It's negotiation.
The big one is the what's the budget? If you're ever booking yourself somewhere, anyone listening, you always ask, what's the budget? Because as an example, I'll give you a quick example. For my sister's 50th birthday, I hired a guy who looked and sounded like Paul McCartney. And he was going to perform at the birthday party. And I was going to go, I had a budget of about $1,000. I thought, I'll pay $1,000 to this guy and it'll be great. And I found him on Gig Masters, which is a website you can book you put yourself on there and people can find things. And you ever go on there, Alfred? Gig Masters?
Yeah, back in the day. They renamed it something else now, but yeah, back in the day.
Gig Masters. And saw the guy. He lived nearby, here in Maryland, and he looked and sounded like Paul McCartney on the little video he had. I thought, oh, that's great. I contacted him. I go, hey, buddy, would you be open on this date? He said, yes. I said, what's your rate? He goes, he didn't ask me my budget. He said $400.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, you've got it.
Oh, then that worked out well. You didn't have to.
I was going to pay $600 more, but he, not knowing how to book yourself, lost out on $600.
Because he didn't. Can you hear someone slamming? I think it.
I can hear someone ignoring my story. That's what I can hear.
Well, because my
I can hear someone
cabin
not
is shaking. My cabin is shaking.
Iceberg straight ahead.
You have yourself a ball on New Year's Eve. That's all I have to say. Have 2 while you're at it.
I will.
You know what it is? It's turnaround day. New passengers are coming on, so they're doing the old swing the cabin door open and it goes, and my cabin shakes and whatnot.
I don't know what it is. They're fascinated somehow by the door. People act like they've never seen a door before. They go on a cruise. They're opening the door. They close it. They open. They close it. It's ridiculous.
It's out of control.
When do you have shows this cruise? What are your show nights?
I'm performing this evening, as a matter of fact. I have a 9:30.
Oh, really?
Yeah, welcome aboard 9:30 show.
Oh, well.
And then I have 9 days in between my next shows. In between that, I will probably do the Liars Club again. And I'll tell you what, after 4 or 5 days.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you.
I understand.
Do they
after Liars Club? I do To Tell the Truth.
Do they still use titmouse as a word?
No, it's tit up is what they use. Tit up.
Oh, it used to be titmouse. Now it's tit up.
Yeah.
I don't.
Tit up is a horse galloping.
Oh.
There you go. I gave it away. Spoiler alert.
What
are you watching?
One show, one Welcome Aboard. That's it.
Yeah, the one Welcome Aboard, because we have a third of the passengers, so they don't do the 2.
That's
I like a
1. I like a 1 welcome.
Yeah,
One welcome is good.
We have 2 C days back to back. I'd prefer to go then because the audience is well rested and adjusted to the environment, and they are just ready to go. And they have multiple musical acts back to back plus production shows. It's actually a little heavy with music, and they could have actually thrown another comic on here easily, or variety act, magician.
No variety act. You don't have a.
We don't have a juggler.
You don't have a
Nope.
vent.
It's all music. All music, and it's an 11-day cruise, so the audience is a little older than normal. And the music doesn't match up with their age, so it's.
And they're gonna be dying for some comedy later in the week. They're gonna be dying for it.
Yeah, because when I did my second show on the last cruise, they were like. Although I mean, I am working with some talented people, but there's also some people that took the gig because it's holidays.
Yeah.
You know how that works. Or people looking for an opportunity. That's usually this time of year. Normally, if you're trying to break into the cruise industry performing wise, a lot of times they have fallouts or cancellations.
Yeah.
And then, especially with the current environment, if you know what I mean.
I don't know what you mean.
The pandemic.
I don't know. Oh, pandemic.
There's people that are, you got to test negative to get on. There's some people aren't testing negative.
Right.
So they got to be replaced. So people are seizing the opportunity to perform. And they
seize the day.
Seize the day. They show up with their negative test. They follow all the protocols and they behave.
I knew a comic a couple of years ago, had never worked ships and really wanted to. And they offered him a Christmas cruise because, hold on a sec. Let me get the door.
There's somebody at the door.
I think so.
A middle-aged man was alone in his cabin. In his cabin? That's me. He was alone in his hotel room. He got bored. He made a phone call. And then suddenly, out of nowhere.
Here, if you like.
This sounds like a hidden camera with a bad drug deal going down right now.
It's like the Watergate Hotel.
Bonjour, madame.
Hello.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Good to see you. Good to see Hannah again. Hi, Olivia. How are you?
Hi, how are you?
What's going on?
So here, Patreon members, and if you're not seeing it, just listening, my 2 nieces have arrived. This is Hannah, and that's Olivia. Hannah was on last year, right around this time, live from her house. Now we're in the hotel, and she had an idea. We wanted to hear what the listeners think of it. She has an idea for a name for the people who listen to the Talking Dicks comedy podcast, the fans of the Talking Dicks comedy podcast. So Hannah, take it away.
Okay, so I had this dream. This was like last week, and
You had a dream?
it was a dream.
Have a dream.
It came to me in a dream, and in my dream, you guys called your fans dickheads, and I woke up feeling like fucking Paul McCartney who just thought of yesterday in his sleep. That's what I felt like. That's what I felt like in that moment. And I feel like that's on the same level.
Okay.
I'm on the same level as McCartney.
I understand what you're trying to say.
Yesterday.
I get it.
So I ran it by Alfred here next to me, and he didn't like it. But
Not that I didn't like it, but we have some issues with people with using the word dicks. It's a little tough. I don't know if the fans want to be called dickheads.
well, they're already listening to a podcast. It's called The Talking Dicks. Like, they don't really care, I don't think.
I'm on board with this. I love this idea, and
Thank
I
you.
think we should embrace it rather than shunning it away.
That's what I'm thinking. I think every podcast should start with like someone being like, "What's up, dickheads? Coming at you live from wherever you are."
Genius.
And
Genius.
that's your new intro. That's your new intro.
And everybody knows that the 2 Dicks is based on detectives when they called them dicks.
Yeah.
And Dick Tracy, blah, blah, blah. So this is what we mean. You're little detectives, you little dickheads. You're all brainiac,
Exactly.
little dickhead.
Nothing like, it's nothing mean. It's just.
No. Okay. No,
They're listening to a podcast called
all right.
Talking
That's to Olivia. What's your take? Are you a fan of this idea or?
I think it's far too raunchy for a Monday morning podcast.
Oh, Whoa.
We're gonna have to. How about afternoon? Like,
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah.
Yeah, we never know when people listen to the pod, though.
True. Yeah.
Even though we drop it Monday morning,
we
We're
could
not-
try it, and if we lose listeners, then we'll go back.
we'll come out and
If,
punch you down.
no, if you lose listeners, this is not my idea.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay.
I think this is great.
We'll try it. We'll call. All right, dickheads. You know.
Are you on the Hannah? Are you on the payroll? Do we?
I should be now.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see how the ratings go. And
Yeah.
Okay,
go
yeah,
from
yeah,
there.
yeah.
Absolutely.
If we lose our listeners in Rangoon, there's a problem. Then
You don't like have any sponsorships or anything, right?
we have Hanley watches.
Oh, yeah, it's not my.
We do. I have one right here.
You have a Hanley watch?
I have a Hanley watch. I'm going to bring it out. It's so
Give
funny.
them the plug.
I picked this one because from stage when I'm performing, it's easy to see, and they all made fun of me like that. That's an old man's watch. I go, wow. They had all these fancy digital things, and I picked.
What is the plug? What's the plug there, Alfred?
Hanley watches? If you want to have good times, you got to have a Hanley watch.
That was good.
How about that?
There you go.
Brought to you by Dickheads.
That's right. Hanley watch is going to be like, hey, we don't care for dickheads.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, we have no part in this.
We're not
All right,
involved.
so let's go back a year ago. Olivia, you weren't on the podcast back then, but you were staying in Hannah's room while she was. Let me clear that up. You were staying. Hannah was staying at her friend's house, right? I'm sorry about
Yes.
this. So sorry. I'm trying to be.
He's not sorry at all. You're not sorry at all. You sick. You
Well, first
sick
of all,
son of a bitch.
if this were 20 years ago, Al wouldn't have two nieces in his hotel room right now.
No. She would just be being born and he wouldn't exist.
No, I was going down. I was going down prostitute lane. Okay, I apologize.
Nice.
Care for any of this.
Is it too raunchy?
I made him upset.
Very uncomfortable.
Very uncomfortable. Well, that was the whole point, to make Al
I
feel
know.
uncomfortable.
I know. I understand.
That was the
I
mission.
understand.
Right. Okay.
Well done. Well done, sir.
Now back.
Yeah. Alfred
Let's get back. Bring
Alfred
it
has a
back.
show tonight on the Celebrity Silhouette.
Oh, exciting.
And then
Mhm.
he's off for the next 9 days. He gets to hide from the people and ignore everyone.
It's this ship is 10 years old, and it's just a shadow of what it once was. But no, it's a beautiful ship, and
Yeah.
if you're out there and you haven't cruised, this would be a good one to start with. We have
Good
paintings
starter
on the
kit.
wall. We have paintings.
Very
Let
Let me
nice.
see. We can see better.
Can you see?
Oh, there
those?
you go.
Yeah.
So what do we got? Two ladies.
We have three ladies. Two of them are wearing swimming fins. Do you call what do they call flippers?
Yeah.
Fins.
Fins? Yeah.
I call them fins.
And the other one is wearing a sun hat. So I'm assuming these two ladies just came out of the water or preparing to go in. And I don't know if they're sisters or that's the
Al
patriarch.
puts together a whole scenario. When
Yeah.
He's in his room
Yeah.
bored. I wonder if they just came out of the water or going in.
They're sisters.
I wonder
or
if they're
lovers.
sisters or lovers. What's happening?
I just want to say there's a little depth to how they pick their wall hangings around here. Okay.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
Well, at
to
least
it,
they
a lot of
look
layers.
okay. Usually on the cruise, I get the idea most people didn't try on the bathing suit before packing it, if you know what I mean.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
All right. All right.
There's a lot of things going on up there by the pool in these cruises. There's a lot of unnecessary garments that are worn, banana
Yes,
hammocks
sir.
and whatnot. It's not necessary to. All right, so tell me what's going on. You're both in college now. Is that what's happening?
Yes.
That's
That is
insane.
correct.
Do you know how
I
insane
know.
that is? That you're
Hannah's
both-
a junior. Olivia is wrapping. You're almost out, right?
Yeah.
And then
You're going to go into your sophomore year. So you're a freshman is what we're getting to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Yeah.
how would you?
Like I'm like a sophomore by credits, but this is my first year of college.
It's all very technical.
Yeah.
She graduated high school early and had college credits already.
Oh,
You
we
know.
got a book reader
Right.
on the show today.
Right.
Fantastic.
Right, yeah.
Oh, one of them smart ones. All right, fine. Well, this will
Yeah.
change you. This is going to make you feel like
Well, it's not
A total genius.
smart, but she also is a fan of F is for Family. So I don't know how that goes together.
What season are you on? Did you start
I'm
at the
on
beginning?
season 3, so yeah, your character just came in.
Okay. Now they talked about my character in the previous season, but I'm glad he made an appearance. Finally. I got the yeah, so that's good. Now in season 3, 4, and 5, I do various voices, but that's the one that gets the big paycheck. The easiest one gets the paycheck. So
Well, what does that voice sound like, Alfred, for the new listeners?
You know what? You know what?
I know a lot more than Romas. Thank you very much.
Well done.
I was
There you go.
literally just saying to my uncle last night that I couldn't picture that voice coming out of you, but like now I guess it makes sense.
There it is. Now that again,
I was like, that
that
cannot
was
be.
something that I've been doing forever, and they like.
They didn't give him a writing credit.
Goddamn.
I did not get a writing credit, and they kept mentioning it, but so be it. Because if they did give me the writing credit, then I wouldn't be here right now. I'll tell you that.
That's fair.
I'd be in my big
You
car.
mean you wouldn't be on the Celebrity Silhouette somewhere else?
My McLaren. Right, sorry.
Wrapped up his own head.
You'd be
But you'd still be doing the podcast, of course, just not on the Celebrity Silhouette. You'd be at home with your lovely wife, Bernadette Pauly.
No, I'd get a younger wife by now.
Oh. That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah.
This is so disturbing. Look,
She was just
he's
on
so
our-
uncomfortable. He
She
is
was
so
just on
uncomfortable.
our Friday. She was on we had the COVID Classic with Bernadette Pauly on Friday's pod.
Yes, that's true.
You haven't
She
heard
was
that, or-
actually
Yeah.
that was in the midst of the beginning in the spring of 2020, I guess, at the beginning of the pandemic. And she
Yeah.
was actually in my office, which was up in a loft above my living room. And
That's where you keep her.
that's where I keep her.
Good.
And it was kind of an interesting podcast. Go check it out. I guess. I don't know.
Check it out on the patreon.com/the2dicks.
That's right. It's
You
all
cheap
there.
fucks.
Oh, wow.
People are so-
Wow, that's how you
I'm
get them to
tired.
sign up.
I'm tired of these people. They're so cheap.
How about the people that keep talking to us saying, "Hey, the video, how do I get that?" And we tell them, "Oh, wow, I got to do that. Well, it's as little as $5 a month." "Oh yeah, and I'm going to do that." And then they don't do it.
And there's a thing, I'm telling you, anyone over 40, I think it's 40, does not understand Patreon and cannot understand it.
You're over 40.
I know I can understand it. If I'm in the biz.
It's a bit.
I'm saying if you're not in the biz.
Well, they
Say
should call it something else.
If you're not in the biz, you can't understand it.
They should call it
Right?
Support Us.
You should, yes.
Yeah.
Well, Olivia at lunch today said she would join, and then I go, oh, and then she goes, but I don't watch video. Like she listens to the pods,
She's a reader.
but without vid. You know.
No, I get you.
So some people, I can see that. At least she knows what it is, though. I don't want to hear from the person anymore asking what is it. I can't hear that anymore.
No,
I'm going to call them Fran from now on.
Fran.
Yeah.
That's the Fran
Told the
thing.
Fran story while we were
That's a
waiting
good
for
one.
you guys.
I want to hear what you had at brunch because I'm a foodie person. So tell me what happened. Where'd you go? What's the...
Wasn't exactly a brunch. It was a lunch. They don't do brunch.
On Christmas
And
Eve? No brunch?
There was no brunch.
They should call it crunch for
There
Christmas
was no brunch.
lunch.
And there was no cappuccino.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a deal breaker.
But it's the restaurant where Olivia works.
Oh, okay.
And let's give it a plug. What's the name of it?
It's called the Food Market in Columbia, Maryland.
Very
That's
nice
just a
place.
name. It's a nice place. It's not like you know, like a South African open market out on the street with flies or anything, right?
Had a roof and everything. And
It had a roof. Oh, wow. Okay.
Very nice.
but no, not a brunch. What did you have for lunch?
I just got a Caesar salad, salmon. Very good.
Oh, nice move.
And Olivia?
I had the chicken fun salad.
Oh, it was fun.
It's very
That was a
fun.
fun salad.
Is
That
this an
salad was a
Asian?
good time.
Is this an Asian restaurant? Fun, and they spell it with PH? No.
No,
Okay.
it was Asian themed. The salad. Yeah. Not everything, just the chicken fun salad.
Hot stickers.
Yeah, wonton strips. Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
It
All
was
right.
fun.
We had lobster fingers as an appetizer.
Well, first of all, they have claws. Lobsters don't have fingers. And chickens
That
don't have
did come
fingers.
up
I don't
at
get
one
this.
point.
Why
came
are they
up.
manipulating it?
Yeah.
Hmm.
So we had the lobster. What was the other thing? The fried
It was like pickles.
fried pickles.
I didn't like
I
it.
didn't
I
partake.
didn't try it.
I've had a fried pickle.
I hear it
That's
right
the last
now.
time I go to the beach nude. Sunday.
I know. We know. We all started coming off fucking 375. That one took forever to land.
Stop being so mean.
Just to make you feel uncomfortable. That's all. So Olivia, this is your your college gig that you're doing on the side for some extra coin, so that you can buy another book.
Yes, of course.
Okay, just checking.
So profitable.
And Hannah, are you doing a side gig, or are you just doing the full-time student thing?
I work at a restaurant near my college called The Hall. It's actually the sister restaurant of Olivia's restaurant. So it's like kind of cute.
The
Sisters at
sisters
sister
at the
restaurants.
sisters restaurant. What?
That's adorbs.
Isn't it?
That's adorbs.
Adorable.
Adorable.
Ah.
Man.
See how
I
it's all
should move
coming
over and let
together.
her
here?
say it. I give her the main seat.
Yeah, come on.
I think we should. Yeah, I think we should all just do the
Yeah, all
podcast
right.
every week, all of us.
All right, move over.
Okay.
And then you move here. Let's all switch seats.
Hey, everybody.
You move here.
This is where I belong.
That's hysterical.
There you go.
The sisters that work at Sisters
on the
Restaurant are now. Welcome to the Talking Sisters comedy
Yeah.
podcast.
Talking doors, if you will.
There you go. And
You're
we have the producer in the background. He's under a lampshade. He's feeling a little lightheaded. Uh-oh. Oh, the girls are taking over the podcast. Well, thank you so much, because this is refreshing, because after coming up on 2 years of doing it with Uncle, this is good. This is a nice
We need
change.
some young blood in here,
Yeah, it's definitely
which we
for
can
these
provide.
two old guys. Unbelievable. But no, it's all good. So then you're all gonna finish your college here. Anybody thinking about grad school at this point? Do you think about that stuff? I wouldn't even know what to do. I'd be just happy not getting thrown out of college when I was going. I actually attended college. Can you believe that?
No. Okay.
Wow, someone takes a cue from their uncle. All right, go ahead.
Oh my god, I think it's just being in the seat. All of a sudden I'm being rude. I'm so sorry.
I know.
I always yell at him for being mean to you. Okay, sorry. I take it back.
It's all that uncle energy thing.
I know.
We call
I
it
know.
gas, but anyways.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go to grad school. So you kind of need it for I'm an education major. You kind of need it to be a teacher. You need your master's. So that is definitely something I'm looking at. I don't
But
really want to do it.
You can teach and work on your master's. Can you do that at the same time?
Yeah, you definitely can, but that seems just like a lot.
Excessive,
And I don't
yeah.
like doing that.
Get
So I'm
it
just
done.
gonna knock it out now.
Yeah,
or
get it
like
done while
after
you're
college.
young. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And
We'll see.
how about you, Olivia? What do you have any? Are you looking down the road there since you graduated 5 years earlier?
Oh yeah, I'm at community college now, so I want to transfer to Gabriel College next fall. So I want to do that. Then I probably won't go to grad school because that's a lot of money. I don't want to do it with my major. So I'll probably still get my degree, then never return to school.
Yeah.
See that
So,
guy?
yeah.
See the guy behind you? He just spent
Uh-huh.
6 months on a cruise ship. He's loaded, so don't worry about the money.
Yeah, you can take my tuition. That's perfect.
I'm always
got you
paying him
covered.
for money.
You don't need college to make money.
I'm not funny.
Who needs this? I don't need it. Look at
We
all
are.
the fucking success stories. You too can have a pop.
You went right from the
Yeah.
Navy to making millions. Right out of the
Millions.
Navy to. Yeah, it's
There
all
you go.
good. We are fortunate.
Well,
If you're paying.
Interesting.
uh-huh.
We are fortunate to be able to get by with what we do. We fooled
Yes.
them all.
We did. That's it.
We did.
Say that every time I end a show. Fool them again.
But do not follow our example because
I know. I feel like it couldn't be done now, like
No.
in this like time. No,
No.
because
No.
I don't know. I like watch like the stand up stuff on Netflix, and it's like the little like small stand up specials, or it's like multiple in a show, and it's like, what are you doing?
I don't think people are that funny anymore to like really like
Yeah.
launch a successful.
Yeah.
career.
You have
Like
to be
that.
like, something so different. Now it's all the same. It's all like young white guys, or like,
Even if the women aren't funny.
yeah. Libby doesn't think women are funny.
Oh, boy.
Ah.
I'm
Oh
just like,
boy,
oh,
controversy.
He's a raging misogynist.
No, you know, it's so funny because I've heard this over and over, and I tend to agree with it. There's a bunch of us that can do this. We have done it consistently for a living, and that's, we're two examples of that. That is success, but there's just thousands of people that are just doing it for
Yeah.
a few months, a year or two,
Yeah.
and then there's only a small handful of people that are really the top, that really they can crank out a new hour every year, and they're hitting home runs every time. Everybody else is all watered down pretty much because there's comedy. There's so much accessibility to comedy everywhere now. On your
Yeah.
phone, walking down the street,
No, exactly. Like if you weren't coming up like I feel like the time that you guys were like starting out, it's just, there's no point in it because it all sounds the same after a little bit.
Unless you break through. Like Tim Dillon has only been doing comedy. He's less than 10 years.
Right.
And he broke through. I mean, it's not common, but he was able to do it. He was doing open mics with John Consoli, who was a guest on our show, a buddy of mine. They were doing open mics together
I didn't know.
9 years ago. And now Tim is one of the top comics out there.
Yeah, 7 figures, and he's on Patreon. He has more Patreon followers than we do.
A little.
Yeah, how much did you say it was last night?
He's making last time I looked, he was making $275 a month on
Yeah,
Patreon.
275 grand a month. That's huge.
That's
Without stand-up. And then the stand-up shows, of course, are all sold out. Oh, Alfred. Iceberg straight ahead.
I looked at the lights when I got scared.
I'm
Oh.
queen of the world.
No, he's gone.
And
I'll be back.
Pretty good ending.
Uh-oh. There's more announcements. You know what it is? We were originally going to do this at noon, but you guys went to do your brunch at the
Yeah,
Sisters
sorry.
restaurant.
It was lunch, not brunch.
Brunch has cappuccino.
Yeah, but his message to me was brunch. I was just informed that we have brunch at noon.
We literally told him too that we had these reservations.
Yeah.
So this is just all on him.
And they have a cappuccino machine
We do.
at the place, so they don't
Send this to your manager.
put some milk in it. I don't understand.
What do you mean? It wasn't operational? It was not working?
It works. Like we still have a barista to make the drinks because we can't find one.
Well, you train
They could
some
put me on
waitress
there.
to do it. I have one at home. I'm not a barista.
I mean, yeah, it's just a lot of work. You're really blending the waters.
I do the barista at my restaurant.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's
Seems
just me
weird.
though.
Are they having? Is there a shortage in employees at your place?
There's a
as well?
shortage of baristas in the country. They all have
In the
COVID.
country.
Everyone at my restaurant has COVID. I'm the last one standing. So there is a shortage.
Right. Wow. And it's the Omicron. Is that what everybody's talking about?
Yeah, probably.
How do they know? How do they know what you
I think
have?
they're like slightly different symptoms, I believe, but I also might be making that up.
But is there a test that says, oh,
I might be making
no, which one do you have? I think you have the original one. Or
Yeah.
is it- I mean,
Gee.
does it? I don't know. Is a different way to do it? I don't know.
I mean, I think, well, Olivia just said maybe now they're just kind of assuming that everyone has it just because it's so rampant. It's just so transmissible. Like anyone who has COVID has Omicron because it's just so crazy.
It's dominant, I guess. The likelihood of it,
Yeah.
whatever. But we're not going to make the whole episode about that. Certainly not.
No. We
So where are you girls gigging
covered
next?
a lot of ground.
And I only have 1/3 of Olivia. She's just like an eye on the side. There you go.
Shut up.
Are you the cheerleaders for the cheerleaders? Is that what you're doing?
No, they want to see Olivia. We're new. We're
All
fun.
right. Okay. So what do you think of this whole concept of the podcast and how it's taken over for radio? And did you guys experience any radio listening, like regular talk radio listening at all? Or are you too young for that?
Talk radio, not so much.
Did you hear about it?
My dad talked. He still listens to talk radio. I think he's the only person I know that still does. But we listen to that FM radio, and then it just kind of became just Apple Music and podcasts and stuff.
Yeah, a la carte. You pick what you want to listen to without, you don't have to listen to commercials.
Yeah, exactly. It's so much. It's just easy.
Which
It's
podcast
better.
do you guys listen to? Like, I know Olivia, you like Bill Burr's.
Yeah, I listen to I listen to his podcast. Sometimes Joe Rogan. A lot of true crime podcasts. It's different comedians. I listen to Tuesdays with Stories, Mark Norman's podcast occasionally. But yeah, just a lot of guys you've had. I'm gonna check it out.
And where do you listen to it? Do you just have your earbuds in, or how do you
Yeah,
do it?
just doing chores, walking around campus. I just have AirPods in, just listening to it.
Same thing, Hannah. Same thing. Is that when you listen to it?
Yeah, just when I'm chilling. I like a lot of the true crime podcasts. That's what I listen to. And this one, of course.
Should I get into that? I'm usually editing your uncle's podcast.
Very busy. Yeah, you're very busy editing.
It's good. They're fun to listen to while you're editing. You can listen to new ones.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we're back in the air. How's that? I look like I have a tan, right? I look like I'm all tanned out.
A little bit.
You should be 10. You're in the goddamn Caribbean. Get
Damn
out
it.
there. In the sun.
I don't spend a lot of time in the sun. The dermatologist said there's no need to. So, but I do. I try to get my 15 minutes a day of just direct.
Very sickly.
Ow.
Yeah, totally sickly.
Oh, that's rude.
What's that?
This one's being rude to you.
I said you're sickly. That's not rude.
That's normal for him. This
No,
is
I
not
think
uncharacteristic of your uncle to be rude to
disrespectful.
me on our podcast. I'm used to hearing him right up on the mic, though. But that's all good. That's all good. All right, so how are we wrapping this up? We're going to wish everybody a Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
I'll be at the Floridian Social Club on Wednesday in St. Pete on Central Avenue, and McCurdy's Comedy Club.com, whatever the website. New Year's Eve, one show, 9:30. Me and Les McCurdy and another comic or two. Come on out. Happy New Year.
All right.
And we'll see you in 2022.
He will see you in 2022, and I'm going to be finishing up a couple of cruise ships, and then I will head on over to Boston, to Laugh Boston, for the Valentine's Super Bowl weekend, because they added a football game, an extra game this season. It interferes, and I'll be there with Bernadette Pauly, and then we'll be at a vineyard in New Hampshire. That's an oxymoron, but it's true, performing Valentine's weekend. I'd like to thank Hannah and Olivia for coming on and filling in some dead time and making it lively. We appreciate that. And Happy New Year, everybody. Thanks, gals.
Don't forget to review us and rate us. It really helps.
The Talking Dicks became friends at a very young age, and the rest is history.
I'm losing my mind.
Patreon.com/The Two Dicks, which is named after our web series. This is the Talking Dicks Comedy Podcast. Thanks for tuning in.
Done.
I didn't kill my wife. I don't care.
We'll fix it in post, you son of a bitch.
Okay, sure.
Subscribe. Mary.
Go to patreon.com/The Two Dicks.
If you shoot me, you won't see a cent of that money. Why?
I think it ends on that. That's beautiful.